Hey, Gary here with you, day 39 AI blogging. Let's jump straight into Google Search Console. I want to take a look at this, understand which content resonates with your readers, and this link to Search Console Insights. Way back when, I don't remember the exact day, we took a look at this and it said it was still collecting data because it didn't have anything to show us because we were still so young. The site being young is the factor here. The factor that when we're doing a blog and we're posting content, no matter if you write it, if you outsource it, or if the AI writes it, check out this note here from Search Console Insights. Data doesn't look right. Your Google Analytics property is still collecting the required 2 months of data. This is month 39, so a month and 9 days about. So you can see here we do have some achievements though. We have 11 out of 15 Google Search Impact, reach 15 clicks from Google Search in 28 days. Down here we have achieved the 10 Google Search Impact. Of course, we are now at click number 11. Actually, I think if you go back and you look at the performance today being the 23rd of May, we'll go ahead and we'll drop this down to custom and take it out to today's date, the 22nd. Or yesterday's date when it last reported. We do have an additional click here and our impressions are still trucking along. Now, back to creating content. We're inside of the Universe Unriddled blog post tracker. Here we're on post 6 for cosmology, Big Bang Theory criticisms. Of course, if you don't remember where we got that, this all came from using ChatGPT and looking for the 30 semantically relevant but unique topics under the main category of space. Actually, that's the wrong tab. This one came from, if we scroll up, please give me 30 semantically relevant but unique topics under the main category of cosmology basics. Keep the topics to 3 to 5 word links. And the first one it came up with was Big Bang Theory. Yes, all of the rest of these categories are categories that we can still cover to achieve topical authority on cosmology basics. So you can see here that we have just scratched the surface, actually not even scratched the surface, just attempting to scratch the surface of the category of cosmology basics. Because after that, we went down and we actually dug a little deeper and we said, now give me 10 different keyword variations of Big Bang Theory that address a different search intent. So now we are just doing 10 for topical authority on Big Bang Theory inside of topical authority of the major category of cosmology basics. And we are here on Big Bang Theory criticisms. So we are going to take that back to ChatGPT. We're using ChatGPT 4 with plugins beta, and the plugins we have enabled are VoxScript, and we have, I believe, WebPilot. Where is it at? There it is right there, WebPilot. You can see them here, but it doesn't actually say which ones they are unless you click on it. And of course, we can have 3 enabled. We only have 2. This is going to be our keyword. And I have inside of our response manager, I have created this prompt. And this prompt is, as you can see right here, going to use WebPilot to find the top 5 articles for this keyword and scrape their content. I think that's supposed to be there, as in there, but we'll fix that later. I don't think it even matters. The word there. Then find the top 3 people ask questions for the keyword, then use the VoxScript, and I'm going to go ahead and enter the keyword again here so it doesn't get lost in translation or lost when it's thinking and doing its thing. After collecting all that information, please use it to write an 8-heading detailed article that covers the keyword. Remember when we did this in the last update, the thought process is here, or the thought process here is that it's going to scrape the content using WebPilot. It's going to go find videos about the Big Bang Theory criticisms, and then it's going to take those and create us basically at that point what is an outline. Because I found, or we saw in the last update video, that when you use it to write an 8-heading detailed article, and we've seen this in the past when we try to tell ChatGPT to do too much at once, it just doesn't give us enough detail. It doesn't dig into the topic enough or in the level of detail that I want it to go. So we're going to let this run, and then we're going to come back and we're going to work a little bit with that. So as that's running, what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and we will grab this keyword again, and we'll go to Groove blog. And inside of Groove blog, we're going to create new post, and then we're going to enter that here because that's going to be our heading 1. Of course, our title will come a little bit later. We'll go ahead and leave that as a placeholder. Our slug is going to be Big Bang Theory criticisms, which is our main keyword. So while we're here, because I know that ChatGPT is doing its work in the background, we can go ahead and we can make sure that we are using our time wisely, whether we're doing this together or I was doing this myself. So what you have down here is actually a new feature with Grooveblog, and I'll cover this as Grooveblog updates. They made a few changes, but they got some bigger changes coming, and I'll cover that when those happen. But you can see disable post indexing. You know, we talked about that here in the case study about disabling the post, or actually we're doing it with Pages, and Groove Pages has this feature. So they added this feature, and you can see they also added a little tooltip. I would like to think that some of my case study and some of my tickets, which I haven't got a response to because I know that they are making these changes because they updated in the Facebook group that these changes are coming. I would like to think that this case study had a little impact of that because I did mention tooltips in one of my updates as well as when I sent that video to Groove support. Anyway, you just toggle this if you want to disable the post from being indexed. All right, so what we have here is we have our categories, we have our publish date, our post slug. We'll go ahead and we'll save that draft. Then we'll go back to ChatGPT, and you can see here that it's finished. And again, you can see this is really light. So what we will do is we will use this as the outline to start our blog post. Now, you can see what happened here is this actually using this Big Bang Theory criticisms and using the internet, getting real-time data has caused a mistake. And it's not a mistake on the part of ChatGPT because it just did what I told it. But you can see here, based on the information gathered, here's an 8-heading detailed article on the Big Bang Theory criticisms. And you can see here that because it went out and searched the internet, it pulled data about the TV show. So this article that it wrote is all about the TV show. So obviously that's not going to be usable for us. So what we're going to have to do is Big Bang Theory criticisms. We're going to have to redo this. So I'll go ahead and edit this. And what we'll do here, use Web Pilot to find the top 5 articles, reference Big Bang Theory criticisms, and scrape their content. So what I want to do here is I want to tell it at some point, and we'll just try this. We'll add a comma. And what I'll do here, and let's just try this together while we're here, because I didn't really think about this Big Bang Theory criticisms, but critics and reviews and that type of thing, most likely that keyword, probably the top searches. Well, obviously the top searches according to Web Pilot are the TV show. So let's add this in. As applies to cosmology, not the TV show, and scrape their content. Let's save and submit. Now you can see here, this is 2 of 2. This is our second attempt. So let's go ahead and see what that does. And while we're doing that, of course, we updated the Grooveblog. But let's jump into Koala Rider and take a look at something here. Koala Rider, let's talk about the current usage. Of course, here we were using Koala Rider specifically for our space fun facts, and we were doing those with GPT 3.5. If we pop into the account, you can see down here the LTD or my lifetime credits replenish again on June 6th. Again, for reference, this is May 23rd. So we have a few more days here, actually about 2 weeks, where we can use those credits. So we will get back to that and using those credits. Now let's go back to ChatGPT, and you can see here it's still scraping the web. I believe here, if you look, I'm not sure if you can see here, has been made since the late 1900s. It looks like some of the information now is coming from Wikipedia. I was just focused in right here. I'll circle that so you can see it. And it looks like that's doing a little bit better job of finding what we're looking for because I had to add this caveat as applies to cosmology, not the TV show. So that's interesting how keywords can have different meaning and how when you're searching the internet versus what we found inside of ChatGPT. Of course, that going up to 2021. We'll have to take a look, and I'm not sure that that would show the TV show if we were just to use the chat, but we'll go ahead and see what we get here. And based on the information gathered from the articles and videos, here's an outline for an article on the criticisms of the Big Bang Theory in cosmology. So now you can see that we actually have what we were looking for when we're talking about cosmology. And here you can see the top 3 people asked queries, as well as the most viewed videos about the Big Bang Theory criticism, which is just a way for us to do additional research a little quicker, faster, and we can keep and maintain our focus on creating the content. But as you can see here, it did. Please note that the second video is about the TV show and not the cosmology theory. Actually, this one and this one, these two both, says the second video, but actually the first 2 videos are about the TV show. So again, you can still see that even though I told it not to give me information on the TV show, it still did. So we'll work those bugs out as we move along. Actually, I don't think it's a bug. It's just the fact that it searched for that keyword. But after telling it about cosmology, it would be my hopes that it would stay focused and it would not give me any information about the TV show. But as you see, the AI, just like when you're dealing with people, there may be something, again, at times things are lost in translation and it gets a little off topic, but it might decide that it's relevant, whether or not it is or not. Then that is when we as a human or the person that is in the middle of the content, gathering the data and the information and actually becoming a finished product, the person in the middle is going to matter when we're creating this content. And that's today's update. Thanks for watching. Of course, if this is helpful, give it a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.